Hey, so I just wanted to make a quick note to say that this video, along with all the rest in this super long series, um, these were created back at the end of 2021 and beginning of 2022. And so you'll hear me talking to a specific group of people, and they are the wonderful ladies in my private Facebook group called The Branches. And I had done this, well, mostly for me, but as also a little something for them, for if anyone else was in the same boat I was when in regards to salvation and having assurance of salvation. So I hope you enjoy this, and let me know if you have any questions or want to talk further on the topic. Talk to you later, guys. Bye. Hello, ladies. Welcome back to our day 2 of week 8, study of assurance of salvation. We are discussing vital sign number 7, which is conformity to Christlikeness. And hopefully you've had a chance to review day 1. And what we learned was basically that a true believer will be sanctified. If Christ has justified us, has saved us, He will sanctify us. We will begin to sin less and less and pursue righteousness more and more. Now, granted, we will not be sinless, but we will sin less, if that makes sense. So, we'll start today's study off. The first subheading is called Recognizing the Redeemed. So it says, lest any of us be deceived over the state of our souls, John says it is the one who is practicing righteousness who is born again. In 1 John 2:29 it says, if you know that he is righteous, you know that everyone also who practices righteousness is born of him. So basically, if you know that he is righteous, then you know that everyone born again is going to be practicing righteousness. They will be pursuing righteousness. And that's how we can know we are saved. That's one assurance we can have. It says, how can one know that he or she is truly saved? Not by being in church or by being involved in religious activities. Rather, John says a righteous life is what gives the assurance of salvation. The one who practices righteousness is born of him. He writes, it is the one who is growing in Christ-likeness who truly knows Christ. An unchrist-like Christian is a contradiction in terms. A family resemblance is found in every family, and God's family is no exception. Just as children take on the likeness of their parents, so God's children bear a resemblance to the one who begot them, Jesus Christ. Those who are truly born again will display a Christ-like righteousness in their lives, just as he who begot them is righteous. What does it mean that Jesus is righteous? Simply this, that he alone perfectly conforms to the holiness of God. At his first coming, Jesus lived a perfect, righteous life, holy, innocent, undefiled, separated from sinners. And you can find that in Hebrews 7:26. He committed no sin, nor was any deceit found in his mouth. And that's in 1 Peter 2:22. As the holy and righteous one, Acts 3:14, he knew no sin, 2 Corinthians 5:21. He was tempted in all things as we are, yet without sin, Hebrews 4:15. Through the miracle of the new birth, Christ's righteous nature is implanted within us, and we will begin to display his righteous character. Righteous living is the result of receiving a new righteous nature through the new birth. When Christ returns, he will summon all those who resemble him. We will be easy to detect. Those who are practicing righteousness as he himself is righteous will be transported to heaven. At his coming, there will be no second chance to get right with God. In the twinkling of an eye, in a split second, one will be taken, the other will be left. So we need to be absolutely sure that we belong to him. We must be certain that we are marching in allegiance under the blood-stained banner of our King, Jesus Christ. If you are to have the assurance of your salvation, you must ask yourself, do I see the practical righteousness of Jesus manifested in my life? Am I in the process of being conformed to his holy standard? Even though sin may seem frequent, am I nevertheless making progress toward the goal of Christlikeness? And when Jesus arrives on the scene, will he recognize me as bearing the family image? Those are all excellent questions, and I'll have those in the post for you if you want to go back to those. So our next subheading is an enigma to the world. And it says, prepare yourself. Let me get adjusted here. Sorry. It says, prepare yourself. The more you become like Christ, the less the world will understand you. In 1 John 3:1 it says, see how great a love the Father has bestowed on us, that we should be called children of God, and such we are. For this reason the world does not know us, because it did not know him. A righteous life will stand out in this world. In fact, the genuine believer will be an enigma to a lost and dying world. Those who are of the world will no more understand him than they understood Christ himself. The Christian life is so supernaturally empowered that it cannot be explained by a watching world. They cannot comprehend that it is God at work within us, radically transforming our lives. Although the world will reject us, we are loved by the Father and find in him the strength and comfort we need to live victoriously during our short stay on this earth. The more we bask in the Father's love, the more the world will not know us. Before our conversion, the world knew us quite well because we were on the world's wavelength, operating like those in the world. But after our new birth, we display a new lifestyle that is antithetical to the world's standards. That's why the world cannot understand us. Herein is assurance of your salvation. If the world doesn't understand you, be assured that you are known by God. So we should stop trying to be popular with the world. Acceptance by the world would cause the assurance of our salvation to waver. And I think for a lot of us, that's a hard one there, because you always want to be accepted by people. You know, even if you're not trying to be popular, you want to be accepted. But he says to expect not to be accepted and be okay with it and know that he is there for you. So it says, God forbid that we should ever desire to become like the world, especially in today's world, guys. I guess it's always been bad. Maybe I just didn't really notice it since before I was saved, but it's more awful than ever. But it says, may we never seek to embrace its value system, which is a very low value system. May we never seek to follow its choices or adopt its wisdom. Every true child of God will be different and distinct from the world and therefore misunderstood by it. And this takes us into our last subheading for today. No, actually not. The second to last, sorry. That says, everyone who is born again is immediately made a member of God's family and given a glorious future, climaxing when Christ returns. And sorry, the subheading is our glorious future. So everyone that's born again is immediately made a family member with God's kingdom, and we're given a glorious future. And it says in 1 John 3:2, Beloved, now we are children of God, and it has not appeared as yet what we shall be. We know that when he appears, we will be like him, because we will see him as he is. Isn't that awesome? We can be certain that we are children of God by living a righteous life. However, the future has not yet been fully revealed to us. All we know, and all we need to know, is that when Christ appears, we will be made like him. In that glorious day, we will be perfectly conformed to the image of Christ. Michelangelo said that in every block of stone, we saw an angel waiting to be unveiled. In like fashion, there is within every believer the pattern of Christ-likeness that God is working to produce and will be brought to completion when Jesus returns. Can you imagine being brought to completion in this? It's beyond my mind to think about. Yeah. It says, we are like a building undergoing extensive renovation. God is tearing down and removing certain aspects of our lives that do not conform to Christ-likeness, while he is also building godliness in us. When Jesus comes back, God will fully complete the renovation. So, you guys, he's not working on just a little makeover in us. He's talking about a full renovation, tear down and build back up. And it's just amazing that when he comes back, we will be complete in that renovation. It says, at the time of his appearing, wherever we are in this process of growing into Christ-likeness, God will complete whatever is lacking. When you stand before him, you will be like him perfectly. I can't imagine that. Paul writes, for I am confident of this very thing, that he who began a good work in you will perfect it until the day of Jesus Christ. Philippians 1:6. Essentially, we will undergo a twofold change. First, our physical bodies will be made like Christ's glorified resurrection body. The Lord Jesus Christ will transform the body of our humble state into conformity with the body of his glory. Philippians 3:20-21. Second, our inner being will be made perfectly holy. In that moment, God will eradicate our sin nature, and we will be liberated to do only that which is righteous and pure. In heaven, we will never again struggle with an evil thought, nor ever say a disparaging word. We will no longer be lured into sin or face the slightest temptation. Can you imagine the relief that would be? To never have to face temptation again and never be lured into sin again, never have to worry about it ever again. It says we will undergo this dramatic transformation because we shall see him just as he is. And that's in 1 John 3:2. It says we must be made like him in order to see him. We must become glorified if we are to see the glorified Lord. In our mortal flesh, we could not look upon Christ and live. That's why people fell at his feet as though dead when they caught a mere glimpse of his glory. If we are to see him, we must be made like him. And now to our final subheading for this evening. It says, a hope that purifies. Our glorious future will have a profound effect on our daily behavior. It is unthinkable that such a blessed hope would not radically alter the way we live today. In 1 John 3:3 it states, and everyone who has this hope fixed on him purifies himself, just as he is pure. And he goes on to say, when the Bible speaks of hope, It refers to something in the future that is certain. This word is loaded with punch, unlike its meaning today, which conveys a wishful desire that may or may not be fulfilled. But in the Bible, hope is a belief in an absolute, fixed certainty about the future, a confident assurance about tomorrow. As we grasp the hope of Christ's return, it will surely grip our hearts. It will purify us and set us apart from this evil world. The reality of Christ's return makes a difference in our behavior. Since we will be completely like Christ in the future, we are exhorted to live like him today. And let me just read 1 John 3:3 one more time for you. Sorry, I keep adjusting. It says, and everyone who has this hope fixed on him purifies himself just as he is pure. So you guys, if you have your hope set on the return of Jesus and to one day meet him and be with him forever, that should do something in us to make us want to pursue righteousness, to live pure lives as he is pure. And someone that is truly saved will have their focus on him and will be thinking about when he returns, and they will be thinking about pursuing righteousness. So yeah, I just loved this chapter, and I hope that you guys did too. And I hope to see you tomorrow, or you to see me. I guess I never get to see you guys. But I hope you'll be back tomorrow for our next section of the study. We'll be back for day 3. I will talk to you guys later, and I love you. And of course, again, if you need anything or have any questions or anything, always feel free to reach out to me, and I will do my best to answer. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.